Good morning. You're listening to First Talk with Hal Rowe on WHKY Talk Radio for the Greater Hickory Metro. At least once a month, we welcome our Catawba County Chamber of Commerce, the Chamber, to the studios to talk about what's happening in our city and the way that the Chamber interacts with that and what interacts and who with the Chamber. Kim Dahlstein joins us this morning, Vice President of Operations and Director of Leadership, Catawba, the Catawba County Chamber of Commerce. Tracy Bullock joins us this morning, Director of Development at Catawba Medical Foundation. Nice to see you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Let's talk a little bit with Kim Dahlstein first of all, because we've got something coming up that I'm surprised, even though it's the tickets I think have just gone on sale. I was like, are we sold out? You were like, no, because we're just getting started. It's the Women's Leadership Conference that comes from the Chamber and has been a sellout for the last few years. I know when it first started, you could actually get tickets. It's truly grown, and it does extremely well. People want to be plugged into this.
Absolutely.
And we'll talk a little bit about it this morning. It is presented by Catawba Valley Health System. So tell us a little bit about Women's Leadership Conference, and then we'll talk with Ms. Bullock and find out a little bit about the Catawba Medical Foundation, the presenting sponsor.
Good morning, Hal. It's great to be here. So, this is our 19th annual Women's Leadership Conference.
It's a
19th annual.
Wow.
So it's
I remember the first one.
What a blessing to be able to see how it's grown, to see how those that want to be engaged with it to level up themselves, either personally or professionally, but also the business community that supports it, and the speaker lineups that we're able to bring, whether through our morning keynotes, afternoon keynotes, as well as our breakout sessions. So it has truly evolved over the years, and it's just very much a blessing to be able to host it here. It's one of the largest women's conference in the state of North Carolina, and so we're very blessed to have it here. And as you said, there are tickets still available, so early access is open right now for our chamber partners. But we anticipate another great turnout this year.
November 14th, 8 to 4:30 at the beautifully renovated Hickory Metro Convention Center. You've got a morning keynote, Dr. Sarah Safari.
Yes, she is amazing. So she's out of California. She has Climb Your Everest Leadership Lessons from Mount Everest, which is a wonderful story. She has a book out there. She also has a Netflix documentary about her, so you can check that out as well to get to know her.
She has climbed?
Yes, sir.
She has done, wow, that's pretty cool.
Yes, sir.
And then the afternoon keynote.
We've got Dylan, so she's coming, very much another dynamic speaker. Movement for High Performance is the name of her presentation she's going to be giving, but very dynamic, and talking about the movement and how that's important to be a leader and be successful in your professional career. So it'll be great to have them both with us.
And a lot of breakout session speakers. You can find out more if you go to the website, catawbachamber.org. Let's talk with Tracy Bullock, Director of Development, Catawba Medical Foundation. Good to see you again.
You too.
Tell me what's going on. And first of all, for the folks who maybe don't know, tell us a little bit about the Catawba Medical Foundation, if you would, please, ma'am.
Absolutely. It's one of the parts of the Catawba Valley Health System. We have the medical center, we have the medical group, we have our corporate health and wellness, and then Catawba Medical Foundation, which is the philanthropic arm of the whole organization, because we are owned by the county but do not receive any tax support. So the foundation helps kind of fill in the gaps between what we have and what we want, and makes everything better.
Now, help me with fill in the gaps, because that's big when you're talking about filling in the gaps and being the philanthropic part of the Catawba Valley Health System. Tell me in some very real ways, or maybe some examples you'd like to give, of how this helps our community.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I will put a little plug in. We have our big fundraiser this Saturday night, a Casino Royale Catawba, which is a fake gambling but fun kind of event that we raise money for. This year, Well,
you talk to some people who go to Vegas and they'll say it's a fake gambling.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
It's all kind
so
of
it's kind of fake gambling. In other words, it's legal.
It's legal
for
and
fun. There
Yes.
you go. Legal and fun.
Legal and fun.
There you go.
And
Casino style gambling.
Casino style. And we hope to raise over $100,000 on that event. And what we'll use for that is workforce development, because we all know that's a big issue in Catawba County. We, especially in the healthcare industry, we know we are going to have shortage of nurses, respiratory therapists, a lot of clinical workers. So we're already working on different programs to get people involved early on. We even go into middle schools to talk about. Yeah, we're starting young these days to try to steer people towards healthcare careers, and we're really proud. We've done some really interesting things with that. We go in middle schools. We have our high school volunteering. We have internships for high school, college credit, and then we have been amazed at how many of those people will come back and take jobs at Catawba. So we're really proud of that. Some of the bigger projects the foundation's helped with, we raised over $3 million for our new emergency department and heart center renovations and creations. And we just cut the ribbon on our emergency department 2 months ago. It's beautiful. In our Heart Center we opened over a year ago. I should put a plug in for Bob and Michelle McCreary because they were a huge part of that. And it was a huge loss to us to lose Michelle McCreary this month. But
I think her funeral was just last week, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
and
Thursday.
It was interesting to find out a little bit about her that I did not know.
Yeah.
And devout Catholic over at St.
Yeah.
Al's, and that was something that I'd found out about. But
Yeah.
Truly one of those great leaders in our
Wonderful.
community. Wonderful person,
They
yeah.
were true philanthropists. They
Yes,
really gave
absolutely.
gave
McCreary
our
Modern for a number of years, and so many different ways that they've helped our community.
And she was one of our trustees on the hospital board also, so we're really going to miss her in so many ways. She was
Yeah,
a
and
big
it was such a sad thing because she was so young, and that's one of the things that
Mm-hmm.
we'll move on from that.
Yeah.
But that was just something that I found out about last week,
Right.
and found out about the funeral, and truly one of the leaders in our community.
She was.
Women's Leadership Conference. Give me an idea why you think that this is a good thing, a thing that you need to be involved with, Catawba Valley Health System, and your sponsorship.
Well, there's several reasons, but number one, I would say, is we really believe in women in leadership. That's important to us, and most of our leadership council, our executive team, are female, and they're fabulous at their jobs. They are empowering to other women. We really work on that.
As part of Catawba Valley Health System?
As part of
Right.
Catawba Valley Health, our CFO, our chief nursing officer, you can go down the line. Most of our administrators, and of course, a lot of nurse leaders, managers, they're all leaders.
And I won't mention another healthcare facility in our area, but we just had somebody on there recently, and I was interested to find out, CEO, charge of capital projects, all women in those positions. And then I started to look at it, and there are so many women in positions of leadership in healthcare. So it's a natural match for y'all.
Yeah, it's a natural match, yeah. And we really do believe in trying to elevate promising leaders, and so we believe in it so much we keep buying extra tables for the event because we're trying to get our female potential budding leaders into this position of better leadership, and we think this conference will help a lot. So it's important to us.
Y'all have grown a lot. I know that you brought a little cheat sheet with you. And because you were kind enough to jot these numbers down, let's talk a little bit about Catawba Valley Health System, if we could. The big, I think, is what you're talking about here, because you have a number of practices now.
Right.
The hospital has really grown out.
Yeah, one of our parts is the medical group, Catawba Medical Group. We just hired a new president, and she is a female. I haven't met her yet. She hasn't even come on board, but she will be overseeing 16 primary care practices.
Wow,
and
16 primary care. That's a lot.
It's a lot, and it's not even finished for the year. I'll give that little hint. But we have 5 specialty care right now, and that's not finished for the year either, but we are really growing constantly. We are really working hard on trying to provide health care before you end up in the hospital, and that's one of our big pushes in the community.
Now, I'm going to get just to the side just for a moment, just so people will know. It was Catawba Valley Medical Center,
Yes.
CVMC.
Yes.
And now is that still the hospital?
Yes, that's still the
Okay, so
hospital.
that's still the hospital, CVMC. What we're talking about here is the whole group.
The whole health
with
system.
Catawba Valley Health System. We're
Yes,
talking about the
sir.
primary care areas. We're talking about the specialty areas. We're talking about CVMC. And, of course, we're also talking about Director of Development, or we're talking about the Catawba Medical Foundation.
Absolutely.
Of which you are the Director of Development. Just real quick before we wrap up, you going to invite any middle schoolers to the leadership
I
conference?
don't think to the leadership conference. That's an
You
idea.
need to have one or two.
Oh, I'll have to tell my CFO. She's all about that.
Come to the leadership conference so they can be in that environment. What do you think?
I think they'd love to miss school to come to this.
Yeah, that was kind of the back of my mind, too. But what a story to go back and tell the people at school about all these women in positions that one day they may seek and endeavor.
idea.
Thank you, Kim Dahlstein.
Hal.
Tracy Bowler, good to see you.
Good to see you.